Oh my word, I don't have caffeine that often at all, or, coffee. And when I do, I really feel the effects of it, and I think that's probably a good thing, because it reminds me to never get used to having coffee or have it regularly, because then your sort of general level of perception goes down, so then you rely on coffee to have that mental stimulus and be... But I feel like I'm like 120% right now. That's 2 coffees in one morning. Right, okay, so that's actually made me absolutely smash through some maths work this morning. I've still got a little bit left to do. Just going to do some practice questions. It's 12 o'clock, so pretty much just been birthday celebrations because it's my dad's birthday today. I've just been sat at home. It's 0 degrees outside doing maths. However, I do plan to get out at some point today, just to, again, just have another spin on the gravel bike, just find some new routes, play around with the position a little bit. But yeah, it's just no pressure. It's a rest week. I'm just absorbing the gains from the last 3 weeks of hard work, really. So just doing easy spinning. I mean, not overly easy. I'm still riding at zone 2. At the moment, my heart rate's I averaged 127 on yesterday's ride, which is quite low. If I was to guess at the average power or normalised power, I'd probably be 180, 190. If you're watching this right now and you've been road riding and you're training, sometimes it does get a little bit stale, especially in the winter. If you're even considering it, which I have had a few questions on Instagram about, definitely get a gravel bike, man. Because the variation of terrain makes it so much more exciting, the different views, especially riding on roads where I know where I am, but I don't know where I am, if that makes sense. Like, I know the New Forest roads like the back of my hand. I can literally just go anywhere in the forest and I know where I am. Suddenly going on gravel just opens up a whole new world of fun and excitement. You learn your skills. Oh, it's so good. But I'll stop going on. I'm not a salesperson. I do actually rate Trek, although they're obviously conforming to industry standards by putting disc brakes on their lighter road bikes, meaning that you can't get a light bike for very cheap anymore. But that's across the whole industry. So if we hold disc brakes going on road bikes as a constant variable across all bikes, I think relatively speaking, Trek bikes still make very, very good bikes, and I do really, really rate them. So enough of that. I will now crack on with some more maths work and eat some food, and then hopefully I'll jump back on the vlog for whenever I decide to go for my ride this afternoon. 55 minutes on the bike today, average heart rate of like 119, nothing too special. Again, just finding some new routes, playing around with it. I am definitely preferring gravel riding as opposed to actual mud riding, especially as now it's so cold. All the sort of churned up mud has just suddenly frozen, so it's like properly rickety over that bit, and then all the churned up mud that has melted is really sloshy, and you know, even for mountain biking I probably wouldn't go down some of the routes that I did today, but regardless, you live and learn. One thing I did want to quickly mention on the video today is, have I made a mistake with the sizing of the bike? Now, bike fitting is something which is an art and you can get right and wrong. Bike manufacturers essentially release sizing charts based on height. Now, this is only a rough metric because this only takes into account one aspect of human composition in terms of their physiology. You know, you've got arm length, you've got back, you've got flexibility, leg length discrepancies, which all add up to produce the bike fit. I've worked in the bike industry for a few years and I don't claim to be a bike fitter myself, but I understand intuitively how it works. I am just under 5'9", so I'm 5'9", alright. I'm pretty much bang on average height, and I've gone for a 54. And a 54 is, for me, I'm at the upper quartile of the sizing chart, meaning that I'm almost on the verge for going to 56 if I was 5'10". However, the bike does feel fairly big for me. That doesn't mean it's too big, it's just on the big side. And I think that's because the top tube length is actually 55 centimetres, not 54 or 53 like most 54s are. Determining a bike's size and just slapping on a centimetre number or calling it a medium is actually quite a confusing ground, especially with different manufacturers using different standards and using the centimetre measurement either from the seat tube or the top tube or the effective reach. There's so many different ways of measuring it. But essentially, as someone who likes to ride slightly more aggressively, I want to have slightly more of an aerodynamic position, whereas the fit on the checkpoint, because it's slightly bigger, means that the 90mm stem on there at the moment still feels like it's, you know, and the seat post isn't that far out the frame. And obviously that's how it's designed, and it is a gravel bike, but it can also be set up quite aggressively. If I was on a 52, it means I could put a longer stem on there, have the seat up, and it would probably feel a little bit more playful as well, a little bit more smaller. But regardless, I'm stuck with the bike now, and to be honest, it's just one of those things that, teething issues, I'm going to get used to the fit. I'm going to play around with it a little bit and see if I can make it that little bit more aggressive and fit a little bit more snug. Whilst we're on the subject of ideal sizing, if I eventually do replace the frame on my road bike, I probably would get a 52, just because you can slap on a longer stem and raise the saddle. The drop's better, it's more aggressive, it handles nicer. But yeah, essentially I wish I'd got a 52, and going back even to when I bought the Amondo a couple of years ago, I wish I'd got that in a 52. But you live and learn. Most pros run a size down. I'm not a pro, but I just like to have the positioning of a, you know, slightly more aggressive. The indicator to me is that there's plenty of people that I know who are like 5'11", 6 foot, who run the same size frame as me and have it slammed. One example, someone you might know, Red Walters, I'm fairly sure has like a 140mm stem on his Amondo. I'm not saying I'd want to go that extreme, but currently the 90mm stem on the checkpoint does feel like it's, if I went further, I'd be like stretching and not have enough stability off-road. So, but anyway, thank you very much for watching the video. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I might not upload, I might do a rest day ramble. I literally have no clue, but thanks for watching the video again, and I'll see you in my next video.